Hey everyone, welcome to Love to Create by Tonya. Today I'm going to show you how to take a household everyday item and use it to create charming farmhouse style spring decor. In this design, we're going to be creating a tin flower that you'll be able to use for different seasons. On the back side of this flower, I have used just some drop cloth fabric and one of the little string balls that I had cut in half to use for the center. Now later on in the season, I'm going to show you how to take the back of that flower and turn it into a sunflower. Now let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these little galvanized buckets that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby, some of the flowers from Dollar Tree, some of the burlap in a roll, and these are the little wood flowers that they have right now at Dollar Tree. You'll need some kind of foam to attach your flower to the inside of your tin. And here's our magic item, aluminum foil. Now we're going to go ahead and just trace out the outline of the flower, and that's going to be our first layer that we're going to apply to the little wood flower. Now you're going to want to just use your hot glue and glue this to the top of the wood flower. And that rolling pin there I purchased at Dollar Tree, and it's perfect just to roll it out flat so all of the glue spreads underneath. And I'm just going to push in the center, and it's very easy to work with this aluminum foil. And you'll find out as you're making this project, when you apply the chalk paint to the aluminum foil, it causes it to stiffen and harden up. And I'm working on a technique right now to create these to actually go outside. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and make the little petals, and all I did was just cut these out in like a little teardrop shape, and you can see how I'm placing them just in between the openings of the flower. And you're going to want to do this all the way around the flower on each layer as you build it up. And I ended up doing some of mine a little bit smaller as I was building it toward the center, but that's your personal preference depending on what type of flower that you're trying to shape and form. Now I did go ahead on this one, and I just used the chalk paint when I painted it. It was the Kills, I believe, is what I used, chalk paint. And I did apply that just with a sponge brush. Now back to how I'm building the layers here. You can see I'm just layering them one right on top of the other and just kind of spacing them out and filling in the gaps in between each of the little teardrops. And you can layer as many of these as you like, just depending, like I said, on how you want your flower to look. And you can see it's already starting to shape. And when you get ready to curl up the little edges, you'll be able to even form it. This one, I think, kind of reminded me of maybe like a carnation. And I really liked working with the aluminum foil rather than the tin that we used back in the holiday season for the little hearts. Now you can see I'm going to go ahead, and the smaller ones, which I guess I could have done this with all of them, you can kind of just cut them in a triangle shape and then round off the edges. And there we go. Oh, it's turning out so cute already. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and get to the part where we're going to paint it. And like I said, I used the Kills chalk paint, And the reason why I didn't spray paint this was only because my allergies are bothering me today. And but you could spray paint this with white paint. I would recommend using the chalk paint because, like I said, it's going to help the foil kind of harden up and make your flower last longer. And you can paint yours any color that you like. You know that I love my neutral tones. You can tell that from a lot of my videos. Now I'm going to go ahead on mine and just do a burlap center. And I've got a fun little technique coming up here where you'll see that I take the little rope twine and we're going to cut that in tiny little strips to put right in the center of the flower. And it's all these little details like this that you add to your works of art that just has them come alive and look more realistic. You can see I'm just putting little dabs of glue on the tips and adding a little bit of white paint. Now I decided to go ahead and use the rope twine and just wrap it around my little dowel rod that I'm using for the stem. And it will take quite a bit of glue to hold this dowel rod onto the back of your flower. And I used a little piece of my ribbon there just to kind of secure it down. Now I'm doing this technique just to burn off some of the little edges that are sticking out. Now I did decide to use the more stiffer foam for mine just for this particular design, just because the flower itself was kind of heavy. Now I am only gluing in the flower. Now when I add the little moss, I'm just gonna lay that in the tin just because I'm thinking that I'm gonna change this out maybe for the fall season. Isn't it adorable already? Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take some of the drop cloth, and I actually cut out 2 layers of this, and I used the little wood flower to make my pattern. And you can see how I layered that kind of offset where it would make more of a ruffled edge like an actual flower. Now on my design, I'm gonna go ahead and paint this with a little bit of that oatmeal paint before I add that little string cap to the back. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I plan on turning this into a sunflower during the fall season. So I sure hope that you'll wanna see that video. But for right now, it's just another different type of look that you can have to set out and display for the spring season. Now you can see I added just a little bit of that oatmeal down in between the layers of the petals, and that was just to add some depth to the flower, just to give it that more realistic look. And I do have a video in one of my Christmas mantel decorations that you can see how I made the string balls. And I will link that below. Now I'm just gonna take some of these flowers that I picked up at Dollar Tree, and I did just find these over the weekend. They're some of the prettiest flowers that I have found at Dollar Tree. So you may want to go out and see if you can get some of these before they all get gone. And like I said, I'm just gonna pop these right in there without gluing, because I am gonna change this out and do something really fun for the fall season. Now I will tell you, I didn't film this, but I did add one of my little Happy Spring tags just around the front of the little tin, and just to finish mine off. And there we go. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the farmhouse style tin flower. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you do so. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for all of your lovely comments that you've been giving me. I am just so blessed and so thankful and so happy that I'm able to share all of my creations with you. And I'll see you next time.